folks, and welcome back to Let's Play Baldur's Gate 3. Last time on Baldur's Gate 3, we had a run-in with the false god Boa and his fishy friends, his Piscine pals.
Don't mind if I do.
It was kind of a messy situation.
There's tunnels everywhere. Who would dig these? And why here?
Very curious.
A perfect ring of mushrooms. Nature
Wow.
or magic?
That was anticlimactic.
Half this drow's body is crushed. Must have fallen from pretty high up.
Not ideal. Why is Shovel over here still? All right.
Stayed interesting. Hiding in plain sight.
Illusory mushrooms. Strange. A hidebound journal. The memories and plans of a displaced drow. One favor, one faithful servant. That's all I summoned. No more, and no less than Malice Do'Urden ever had, or indeed, the Mother of Lusts herself. The Yochlol was quite a sight in all its forms. I'd read of its foul odor, but I found it intoxicating, like rose water. So it smashed a few artifacts, hissed at a master. The Archmagister should have revered me for such a conjuring. Instead, he threatened to curse me, to make me a drider. Yet my time will come. Soon I will return to Menzoberranzan and Sorcerer. Then the Archmage will worship me. I will be served. I don't think things are gonna work out that way, buddy.
Moving ahead.
Now, we're looking for a fortress. And, well, we're starting to see stonework.
Scorched ground. Better watch out.
Ah. Hidden turret. Vulnerable to lightning damage.
Ready and willing.
Which Gale has as a cantrip. Just run up and give it a good zap. Ow. And
All's well that ends not as bad as it could have.
I'm ready.
this could have gone better.
Not this again.
Gale can drink a potion. Gale is, nearly dead.
Take two. No one back home will ever
But
believe death. What path lies before me?
we're past those turrets. Last playthrough I did, I was a storm sorceress. You can imagine this was a lot easier. Letter to Ira.
Which way to the nearest
That's Ira the Sparkstruck, who's made all these, well, Gale's only got the one, but, yes, also that. All the lightning-themed items.
For a dull moment.
We found a bunch of their works. Dearest Ira, I don't know if you're coming back, if you'll even read this message, but if you do come back, could you wait for me? I'll only be gone a few 10 days, but the thought of coming back to this empty tower with nothing but Bernard to fill these halls, I don't know how much longer I can take this. I miss you. I miss you so much. I can't shake the thought of how different things might have been if only I'd been less stubborn. Working on your lightning inventions, my magic, eating together, laughing at your stupid puns, waking up next to you. Despite everything, I still love you. So please, if you read this, can you wait? I'll be back. I won't be long. Forever yours, Lenore. A few sentences are penned below in a different hand. I waited. I waited until Tarshak. I will always wait for you. But you didn't come. That hurts. That...
Moving in.
Says something about the quality of the writing in this game that I get emotional over background flavor text characters who we never actually see. Well, it either says something about the quality of the writing and the ability of the developers to create compelling characters who are easy to get emotionally invested in,
With a flick of the wrist.
or it says something about me being a gigantic crybaby, which I am. I missed this location on my first playthrough, but on subsequent playthroughs, it never fails to hit me in the feelings. Skybreaker. 1d4 bludgeoning damage. That's kind of terrible. It's a thrown weapon with Searing Smite. And +1 in weapon enchantment. Searing Smite. Deal an extra 1d6 fire damage and set your target on fire. It takes 1d6 fire damage every turn for 10 turns with concentration.
Wizard's Tower is his sanctum. Private place for research and respite. But as this wizard's not home, I say we take a peek.
I say that's,
And you shall find me.
Assume nothing.
if not a good idea, it's at least, not the worst idea. Gonna take a few more hits, almost certainly. Okay, shovel literally can't hit this, so I'm not even gonna bother. Oof. Ow.
Still breathing, despite everything. Eager for battle.
Let's
Excellent choice.
start with... Miss? Are you kidding me?
I've got a long road ahead.
None of the things she's got are, like, actually useful here. Let's just
Your
heal.
heart in your chest.
Oh, I have the magic touch.
Shouldn't have wished to live in more.
There we
interesting
go.
times.
Oh, blimey. A dusty book. Here, let's, The beginning of this book proudly declares it to be a play by Dame Inia, followed by an extensive introduction and 23 pages of notes on the text. Though the book itself seems barely touched, one stanza is encircled twice. There is a light in every living thing. It's crawling towards the surface to survive, and in its wake it tramples everything. We'll kill the rest so that the one can thrive.
Seems like the owner was quite the literary type.
Well, now Amity's interest in...
That chest. I can feel its magic.
These look ordinary, but they're supposedly magic, so...
Did that just transform?
So sort by latest. So what was actually there was a hearth light bomb. It's a bottle of light. Now and again, a small ball of light flickers in the dark liquid, like the reflection of some alien yet sweet star on the darkest ocean. And a gold ingot. A small but heavy bar of untempered gold, manufactured at the High House of Gond. Scroll of Mage Armor. Give that to Gale. Mistress Grace lets you cast Featherfall. Wearing these boots is like walking on cotton clouds. Let's also give that to Gale. That seems apt. Mistra and all that. Scroll of Protection from Good and Evil. And there's that hammer. And then on the floor, ooh, another Scroll of Mage Armor. Also, a silver cup.
I applaud your taste.
And let's have Gale get back a level 2 spell slot. And a level 1 spell slot.
Let's move. Wonder if the gods are watching me. I'll give it a shot.
Descend and ascend.
Nothing's happening. But it doesn't look broken.
Curious. Some sort of magical lift, it would seem that is. At least that's what Amity is gonna guess. Ooh, that damage. Hunk of madness.
Put in my pack.
That sounds hazardous. This would appear to be some sort of garden, almost. Definitely alchemy stuff here. Oops. Ah, that's... Didn't mean to do that. Threadbare book. This threadbare book looks like it once contained a play, but most of it has been lost to time, vermin, and an unfortunate ink spill. Only 2 full sentences are distinguishable. How can I trust? How will I ever know? How can I show myself my darkest me? Let's sort out that, camp supply sack. Amity definitely, is liking whoever owns this tower. Lenore, but, Amity doesn't necessarily know. I don't know if Amity's put 2 and 2 together that it's Lenore's tower. But anyone who's got that kind of collection of poetry, they've got to be a decent sort in Amity's book. Now let's talk to the party members, see if they have any commentary on Wizard Tower. Gale's probably most likely to.
A word of advice. Wizards' towers can be volatile places. They keep their secrets buried and their dangers close to the surface.
That was a very specific warning. One based on personal experience?
Ah, quite. A misadventure from my days as an apprentice at Blackstaff Academy. I was but a child, only a few months into my studies, but already I knew I was destined for greatness. No one believed me, of course. So I decided to prove it, to cast a spell with the Blackstaff itself. From one perspective, I succeeded. I opened a portal. However, instead of pointing it at the first-year dormitory, I found myself pulled into limbo, facing a very irritated death's lad. Fortunately, the Blackstaff himself came to the rescue, hauling me back from the brink and straight into several months of writing lines, or rather, finessing my autograph. Now, much as I enjoy reminiscing about such tomfoolery, I believe we've more pressing matters at hand. Is there anything else?
We can...
All right, what now?
We can jump down with Featherfall. Oof, even knowing that the Featherfall is active, it is a little nerve-wracking, just plummeting like that.
Very well. Always room for more.
Amity doesn't really have any reason to be here, she's just nosy. Well, as I mentioned earlier, she does know that she's looking for a,
Can't keep me out.
fortress. This doesn't seem to be a fortress. It's certainly not a Sharan fortress. But... there could be some clues here. Ooh, we've got full inspiration. Let's use one of them. Exact.
No way to ignite these. Strange.
Is strange, yes. And here we've a collection of gems and so forth.
That might be worth a look.
Missives of Candlekeep. This book is packed full of meticulously copied letters, preserving even the handwriting of the originals. A select collection of the most notable letters sent from Candlekeep. Many are dry reports of celestial movements or incomprehensible details of arcane rituals. However, this letter catches your eye. To the Sage Elminster. Over the past year, I've delivered many of your letters to Master Gorian, so I want to be the one to deliver this sad news. Alas, he is with us no more. Gorion and his ward left Candlekeep soon after your last letter to him arrived. They departed in the middle of the night, but were waylaid shortly after on the road to Beregost. The gate warden tells me that Gorion saw to it that several of his attackers joined him in the next world before he was struck down. I hope this brings you the same grim comfort it brings me. Of his ward, there was no sign. In some better news, I received your letter to the library and was able to find much of the material you requested. It has been carefully secured and will travel with this letter. Yours in honor, Tristan P. Shale, librarian at Candlekeep. P.S. I hope you'll forgive my curiosity, but might I ask, why do you need so much information about Ballspawn? What exactly are you working on? One wonders. Mushroom, Nightlight Frond. Treatise on the anti-magic properties of Susur tree flowers. The Anti-Magic Properties of Susur Tree Flowers by L. de Hurst. That must be Lenore de Hurst. For those knowing about Susur trees, their magical properties have always been a topic of debate. Not only their ability to create an anti-magic aura, which is complete enough that even those unattuned to the weave can feel its effect, but also, and most interestingly to those living in the world above, the way in which its roots, bark, and flowers can be harnessed to make magic items. Rumors of such items are rare, but spread in settlements bordering the Underdark. Their existence, however, has never been confirmed by any of our clerics, nor by any other reputable scholars. I hypothesize that these items are no mere legends, and indeed, in this treatise, I will endeavor to explain how I myself created items that have anti-magic properties, and that use the magical absorption of Susur tree flowers as a power source. Lines have been drawn on the following pages as if the author intended to fill them with writing, but the remainder of the thin book is blank. And an exotic gossamer petal, faded and blue. It smells faintly of honey. So was that a Susur tree out there? Yes, this is a Susur bloom.
It feels like my magic is getting drained.
Scroll of protection from energy. Touch a creature to grant it resistance to acid, cold, lightning, fire, or thunder damage. And some other stuff. Gold and herbs. So yes, what we've got to do is use this flower, this Susur bloom. This bright blue flower, picked from a budding Susur tree, exudes a honey-sweet aroma, which turns foul and eventually fades away if the bloom is exposed to sunlight. And yes, sounds like we use this as fuel for the power generator. It's so pretty. Now the lift should work. Uncovered mysteries. Detect thoughts. Beneath the layers of dust covering this necklace, its inlaid gems still give off a blue sparkle, the color of Mistra's clergy. Let's give that to Gale. And ascend. Aha, it's working. And ascend again. Yes, this is the floor we came in. Ascend once more, and now we're in unknown territory. So let's look around. Healing potion, always nice. Oh. It's a Githyanki disc. The careful art of Tirsu ciphers. An engraved disc of Githyanki origin containing a complete cipher that can decrypt ancient Gith dialects. A useful discovery if one should encounter such archaic writings. The writing on this torn-out strip of paper is shaky and blotted with tears, making it barely legible. The silence stretches on. I'm all alone. Please, can I hold your hand just for a while? Engraved Githyanki disc.
The disc appears in your mind's eye. lae'zel sees it too, and considers the vision.
Quite similar to the boy's slate from the creche. The Tirsu are enciphered, but I see the pattern. It's another story about Orpheus.
Story, yeah, it's a story. Amity wants to hear it. That's ominous. Read it to me.
I'll translate then. The Prince of the Comet, Part 1. So it was that we were free from Geich shackles and turned our blades on each other. The heavens were shattered, and one great empire was divided in two. Gith traveled to the Hells to broker help for her people, her cause. Vlaakith would have you believe Mother Gith proclaimed her our queen. Lies. Gith made no such proclamation. Vlaakith seized the Empire against the Mother's wishes. But Gith had nurtured a son, Orpheus, Prince of the Comet, the true heir. He knew Vlaakith's treachery. Orpheus rallied Gith's honor guard and declared the throne for himself. The War of the Comet had begun. Disregard this drivel. Gith declared Vlaakith queen of the Empire, and her own son defied her. Orpheus would have ceded control to the Geich.
Yes, clearly lae'zel is still kind of two minds about the whole Vlaakith thing. And that said, Amity continues to be in awe of how talented lae'zel is at reading stories. Like that, her delivery on that was amazing. And I mean, Amity could listen to lae'zel read stories all day. Handwritten letter. Dearest Lenore, I'm not sure I should say this, but your last letter really worried me. Why in all hells would you tame a boulette? Just because you found it near Myrna's grave doesn't mean that's a sign. I'm really worried about you, Lenore. A boulette is not a pet. Using it as a guardian is one thing, but you sound quite taken by it. I know you don't want to come back before you finish your research, but if you are feeling lonely, you know my door is always open. Lots of love and hugs, Amarith. P.S. It really warms my heart to hear that you put the autumn crocus flowers on Myrna's grave. I remember she liked to roll around in them, even though she'd always sneeze after. She was such a soft, loyal dog. I wish there was more I could do. Why is everything about this location so sad? Okay, how could Amity not?
Strange place for a button, especially one that doesn't work.
Disappointing. Mage's Friend, Arcana +1, Religion +1. Though carefully stowed away in a bedside chest, this ring is covered in dust and cobwebs. Amity doesn't have rings. So, she will take that.
I spy with my little eye. Nothing of note, really.
Nothing of note? That's quite a pretty view of a Susur tree. A big Susur tree. Or, I don't know, maybe that's a normal-sized Susur tree. Almost forgot to actually pick it up. Also, the roads to darkness. An epic tragedy about power, corruption, and loneliness. Prologue, A Lonely Road. Thunder and lightning, enter Soreth. New sounds through damp and dark oppression break. Is it the foe, that foul contemptuous heel, or art thou friend, a rescue from my lonely wake, come out of love for me, not love for blood and steel? Enter Orissia. How would I know? How would I know, Soreth? It's been so long, what do I know of you and you of me? Soreth. Wait, do you hear that sound? Enter Amphius. What's this? Those figures so familiar, both, but still you seem so strange. Soreth. It's Amphius. Orissia, dear Amphius, what happened to your face? It's pale as death. Your eyes are black as char. And you, I saw your teeth. They're sharp as blades. And what is with this road so slick with blood? What happened here? What happened to us all? Excellent. And prologue. Act 1. 10 years prior. The rest of the play tells the tale of three elven friends, their paths to power, and how, corrupted, mad, and lonely, they killed each other. Taking that. Love a play. Amity is more of a, make sure I got everything I need here. Yeah. Amity's more of a song gal than a play gal, but any form of performance, entertainment, she enjoys.
New sounds through damp and dark oppression break. Is it the foe? That foul, contemptuous heel?
Long hours spent studying at your college come back to you. This is the opening stanza of an old play, The Roads to Darkness.
Ah, yes. Now, should clarify. Now, the narration there says college. Because I guess, yeah, that's kind of like the official bard. I mean, the subclasses are College of Lore in her case. college is way too prestigious a term for the sort of education she had. She grew up on the streets. She started learning the lyre when she was 12, give or take. Her ability to her playing the lyre, self-taught. Most of her experience, like her early bard career, you know, it's like performing folk songs in taverns when she was 14, but then that earned her just enough to scrape together the most low-class, informal education. Calling it a college is a stretch. You know, she sought out people who knew stories, and found the person with the most stories, and paid them to teach her a bunch of stories. That's about it. Point is, though, she does know the play, and just found a copy of it. So, fresh in her memory, she can quote the next line. Or art thou friend of rescue from my lonely wake?
Come out of love for me, not love for blood and steel. Command as you see fit, my lord, my liege.
Don't get me wrong. I love poetry as much as an ex-wizard, but using it to command an automaton seems a bit self-indulgent to me.
I don't know, Amity thinks that, any wizard who... Well... She's thinking that, that's kind of hot of Lenore, honestly, to use poetry. Whew, now I have to determine which poetry will, do what. I've done this dialogue before, I don't remember what all of it is. I think this is asking, like, who, what's going, I don't know, how can I trust? How will I ever know? How can I show myself, my darkest me?
You do not believe the secret show. Reveal the truth. Do what you wish to see.
Oh. Used by the previous owner to access both the Underdark's darkest corners and her own basement. This ring seems to reflect light where there should be none.
That ring lit up. Must have been linked to that button.
Basement? Patched parchment. The paper is torn and patched in many places, as if well used but treasured. On it is a small poem without a name. These empty sheets are all that's left of you. The last of all the thoughtless gifts you gave. I will hold on to them. It's all that I can do. I can't throw them away. I have never been that brave. Lenore's own poetry, written perhaps about Irra? Well, one wonders. Let's ask Bernard about it.
Command as you see fit, my lord, my liege.
Same voice actor as Will, incidentally. Theo Solomon, is that right? Is that his name? I think that's his name. These empty sheets are all that's left of you. The last of all the thoughtless gifts you gave.
I will hold on to them. It's all that I can do. I can't throw them away. I've never been that brave.
Oh, potion of greater healing.
Come on as you see fit, my lord, my liege.
This one was, the violence one. We'll kill the rest so that the one may thrive. Probably not the one to ask, but... The silence stretches on. I'm all alone. Please, can I hold your hands for just a while? Amity is curious what this command does.
Of course, my love. Don't be afraid, sweet girl. What can I do? Sorry, would you like a hug?
Oh. Oh, that... Yes, please.
Come here for just a moment.
His arms are too tight and too low for a comfortable hug, as if he's meant to be embracing someone slightly shorter.
Remember, you are loved, Lenore, so much. You're doing great, and everyone will be so proud of you. As I already am.
Damn, what does it say about Lenore that she felt the need to have an automaton programmed to... I mean, she can't have been okay if she needed that. What happened to her? Gods, I hate not knowing what happened to her. Oh, that's fucked up.
Maybe I need more pockets.
A bunch of scrolls. This is honestly one of the saddest locations in the game, at least to me. It's the mystery of it, the unanswered questions. There's just something so deeply sad about Lenore and Ira and how they seem to have just disappeared from each other's lives. The note we found at the entrance, as if neither of them knows where the other went. I wonder if that's why this location affects me so much. Because I've had people disappear from my life without knowing what happened to them. People I cared about. Not romantic partners like Lenore and Ira were, but people I loved. And I've never known how to stop loving someone, even when they're gone. The Sparks Wall. The wearer can't be electrocuted and grants resistance to lightning damage. When the inventor Ira met the cleric Lenore, sparks flew. Apart they were in a rut, but together they inspired each other to push the boundaries of innovation and invention. This ring is just one of their many scientific triumphs. Dehurst's diary. The otherwise plain book has the words L. Dehurst and diary written on the front in faded silver ink. Oh, no. I don't want to pick it up. Don't want to add it to Wares, certainly. Read. Crisp cursive fills the pages of the diary, detailing the daily struggles of a cleric of Mystra studying the magical properties of the Underdark. The last entry dates back about 10 years. 2nd Alturiac, 1481 DR. Who would have thought 3 years ago that I would start a diary? Not a research journal, but a real diary. I guess when every soul is more likely to kill you than converse with you, talking to a book starts to make sense. And who would have thought 3 years ago that I would be called back to Baldur's Gate to confer with the other clerics of Mystra, right at the apex of my studies? I have all the pieces, but I've barely started my treatise. No matter. I will take my ring with me, to show them a glimpse of the possibilities. I will leave you, my dear book, here together with the rest of my research, waiting to be finished. I should be back before next chess. LDH. What happened to her? Of all the mysteries, questions in this game, that's the one I most want to know. What happened to Lenore?
Seems simple enough.
This episode is running long. I guess we should continue exploring the Underdark in the next episode. Thank you all so much for watching. Click the like button if you liked the video. Click the dislike button if you didn't. If you want to see more Baldur's Gate 3, go ahead and subscribe. Y'all have a great day, and I will see you next time.